Thank you, Jeffrey. Good day, everyone. Looking forward to a lot of interesting discussions today. So today I'll be covering how satellite backhaul can benefit telcos in connecting more people in today's market. Next slide, please. So in trying to assess how we can connect more people, what is interesting to look at what are the challenges that are hampering this connectivity. And we looked at the top three challenges in these areas, and we found out that the top number one is related to coverage. There is not enough coverage to ensure data coverage, especially in rural and low-income areas. Number two, the handsets are not affordable, especially those who are data-enabled. Number three, the data service itself is not affordable. And if we try to compare this connectivity issue between different regions, for the same topics, coverage, the cost of data, and cost of devices. So let's compare what is East Asia, Asia and Pacific, and Sub-Saharan Africa. So in Asia Pacific, there's about 93% 4G coverage today, and it will cost you about 1.7% of your monthly GDP to acquire a data plan. And it will cost you 18% of the monthly GDP to acquire a data-enabled device. But for the same, in Sub-Saharan Africa, there's only 34% coverage versus 93%. And it will cost you 5 times more to acquire your data plan. It will cost you 4 times more to acquire your device. So there's a huge disparity. But it also means that these are where the opportunities lie for connecting more people. Next slide, please. And in trying to help the telcos to connect more people, we need to look at these three areas related to Capex, so new constellations and ground equipment, look at Capex, save satellite on the RAN equipment as well, and potentially sharing the infrastructure, and also enabling new businesses, new models, new services. Next slide, please. So what can we do on the OpEx side? So the satellite operators have done a lot of work here, and they've launched high throughput satellites, which has decreased the cost of capacity. And I would say high throughput satellite is mainstream today. And they are also planning to launch VHTS and Q and V bands, newer constellations, lower orbit constellations coming up, higher HAPS and terabit constellation. And then if you're able to leverage KU and KA, if they're more cost effective than C-band in your region, then there are today excellent solutions. We have excellent solutions that can also guarantee you very high service availability in these range-sensitive bands. You also have a flexible beam, so ability to steer a beam, light a beam, and digital payloads, which further help on the OpEx level. Now, focusing on the satellite ground equipment, very important to get the latest technologies in spectral efficiency. Latest technology in forward technology, in return technology, ability to share bandwidth and allocate bandwidth dynamically so that at any moment, a subscriber gets the highest quality of service with the highest spectral efficiency based on real-time traffic conditions and rain fade conditions. Also important to have a smart rain fading management technique. And if you're able to saturate the transponder, have pre-distortion technologies, which allow you to get another 10 points on the efficiency level. 5G is a key enabler for lower OpEx as well, with a higher efficiency on the forward, higher efficiency on the return, higher, more efficient base stations. And it also facilitates clouds and virtualization, which in turn facilitate off-the-shelf platforms, so lower capex on that side. In the years ahead, video is going to occupy more than 70%, 75% of bandwidth. So it's also important to find a way to cost-effectively distribute video to the end subscribers and thereby decrease the OpEx related to that. Lastly, on that same topic, edge computing and hybrid solutions, satellite and terrestrial, are going to further help on the OpEx level. Sorry. Next slide, please. So we looked at Capex and what can we do on the OpEx and what can we do on the Capex level this time. So if you go for Open RAN type of solutions, then you're able to reduce Capex by 40% and reduce OpEx by another 34%. And satellite operators, for example, they're also using new types of launchers and new, smaller satellites. So that has a direct impact on the cost of the bandwidth that the end user is going to pay. Next slide, please. So what can we do now on the business models? How can you enable new business model and new services? How can you enable new service delivery? How can we go from infrastructure as a service to software as a service so as to lower the development complexity and increase the operational efficiency? How can we enable managed services so that we decrease the cost of the IT infrastructure, get more reliability and a faster return on investment? How can you enable more services? Let's take an example of Safaricom, who is our customer in Kenya. And they have this service called M-Pesa, which is mobile payment service. And today they get more than 30% of their revenue from M-Pesa, which is a higher margin service, and which entices mobile operators actually to go fetch these subscribers who are in very remote areas, because these subscribers can also bring this additional revenue. And lastly, if you look at IoT, mobile IoT, then it is going to generate 1.6 trillion revenues to mobile operators in 2026. So significant things we can do on the OpEx level, on the Capex level, and in the service levels to enable mobile operators to leverage satellite backhaul for connecting more people. Next slide, please. So the bottom line is certainly the landscape is changing drastically, but this is going to open up new opportunities, and it is going to be a very disrupted world. But we can help you in this disrupted world. We can help you today, and we can help build solutions for tomorrow as well. That's it. Thank you.